In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 greatest leaders of history. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. One of the reasons that rating the best leaders of all time has proven to be an impossible task is that inspiration comes in various forms and takes different forms. Despite their difficulties, several leaders rose to prominence as a result of their determination to pursue a dream, only to go on to accomplish such remarkable feats that they are revered long after their deaths, even when it risked their own liberty. Not to mention their lives, some people stuck to their convictions and advocated for the rights of others. Some inspiring leaders of all time, on the other hand, are actually stimulating and well respected to create, inspire, and urge people to act in constructive ways and finally alter the world owing to their intrinsic flair. The list surely includes some of the world's greatest leaders who have etched their names in history and inspired millions, if not billions, of people to make good changes in their lives. Number 10. George Washington. He was the first president of the United States of America to be elected solely on the basis of geography. His life began in a humble farming setting. He was schooled as a Continental Army commander during the American Revolutionary War, with enormous energy and a vital role in boosting the Army's confidence in all the conflicts he commanded. He has amazing tactics and tremendous designs for establishing the Republic, has fought numerous wars against the British, including the Boston War and other conflicts, and has experimented with civic life. He presided over the Constitutional Convention, which contributed to the formation of the American Constitution, and walked the political path until he was appointed as the first President of the United States of America for 2 terms, from April 20, 1789 to March 3, 1797, and declined to extend the term for a 3rd term, leaving the presidency with an influential speech to depose his citizens. Number 9. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong is one of the most well-known leaders in history, as well as one of the most prominent communist leaders in the world. He is the founder of the Democratic Republic of China. Millions of Chinese saw him as a great leader with great achievements and ideas who helped the nation obtain independence and become a superpower, making him a global communist hero. His infamous revolutionary policies have influenced many others. Number 8. Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha, also known as Siddhartha Gautama, Shakyamuni Buddha, or simply the Buddha, after the title of Buddha, was an ascetic and sage, on whose teachings Buddhism was founded. He is the greatest human to ever be born. Not to compare Buddha with any other being. He never killed anyone. He even converted an Angulimala, a bandit, who killed 999 people. Can you imagine a person who killed 999 people who got surrendered into the feet of Lord Buddha, Blessed One? So think of the moment when the Angulimala would have been surrendering under him. His teaching spread peacefully, unlike others like Muhammad. He is the perfect combination of both mind and body that the world has ever produced. Buddha taught us non-violence, peace, and love for all the creatures in the universe. He said a man who is born has to die one day. He did not believe in miracles and superstition. He taught us the scientific way of living. The Buddha spread teachings of love, enlightenment, and peace to tens, then hundreds, then millions after that. He suffered for years to find the way to enlightenment, and had great compassion to all beings and saw the way of all things. He is the only who has explained humanity to its deepest, that is too at about 2,500 years ago, when all over the world everybody was dumb and brought only fake theory and sayings, which are still disputed and far away from reality. Buddha's saying and theories are as pure and real as they were 2,500 years ago. All the people in this real world, who are intelligent, educated, free from prejudice, take only the right decision after self-consideration, follow Buddha even though they may be attached to other religions by birth. Buddha is one and only, who is beyond human thought. Number 7. Abraham Lincoln. He is the 16th President of the United States of America. The term is associated with the abolition of slavery and the defense of the United States against disintegration following the Civil War. He hailed from a poor household, but despite his lack of formal schooling, he was well educated, because to his voracious reading of the numerous books he devoured. Abraham Lincoln was one of the greatest leaders of all time, as proven by his democratic views, and has become a popular research topic for many. Number 6. William the Conqueror. England's King, William I. His father is the Duke of Normandy. After the death of King Edward, who had no children, the throne of England was elevated. He was a French monarch who ruled over England and conquered it. William the Conqueror was the Prince of Normandy, a French province. He led the Norman invasion of England in 1066. In the same fashion, he defeated King Harold II's armies at Hastings and proclaimed himself King of Westminster Cathedral. Revolutions rose up against William the Conqueror, but he was able to put them all down. A new class of military nobility was formed from the ruling class's organization, the majority of whom were drawn from France. In the same way, he adhered to a loyalty hierarchy. The king was seated on the throne. French culture and language influenced British culture and language throughout his time. Number 5. Moses PBUH. Moses PBUH is the prophet and leader of the country of slavery escape from Egypt, as well as an equally significant lawmaker. According to the Torah, the 10 Commandments, which Moses and his followers gained, are etched on 2 tablets at the summit of Mount Horeb's connected monuments. The Judeo-Christian heritage's most important legal foundation. Moses' charismatic personality ushered in significant development and advancement in Jewish history. Number 4. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther, the second greatest leader in global history, fought to promote peace and abolish the notion of racial inequity between blacks and whites. He began his path by conducting non-violent demonstrations, although he was first met with hostility. He was apprehended and incarcerated several times. Nonetheless, he insisted that the black man had the same rights and responsibilities as the white man. He was the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize at the time, receiving it in 1946. Number 3. Genghis Khan. He was a bloodthirsty individual. Genghis Khan was also a strong military leader. He has the ability to bring people together. He gradually began to spread in the surrounding areas. His empire quickly expanded its frontiers from Korea to the western borders of the Islamic State. In addition to his huge military victories, Genghis Khan founded the Mongol Empire in other ways. He issued an edict that the Mongolian Empire's writing system would use the Uyghur alphabet. He also supported religious pluralism and established a united kingdom of Northeast Asian nomadic tribes under his reign. His descendants refer to him as Mongolia's founder. Number 2. Omar ibn al-Khattab. Al-Faruq was the second caliph after Abu Bakr. He was a forerunner in the Civil War. He, as one of history's greatest leaders, accomplished a tremendous deal. He was the first police chief in charge of keeping public order in the city. He was also the first to enact regulations controlling inhabitants and to bring people together in Taraweeh's prayers. In addition, the Prophet Muhammad's mosque was expanded. He was the first to designate the abscess owner and the tribunal secretary, the military secretary, the collector of revenue. He was also the first to appoint a treasury secretary and a chief judge to oversee the judicial system. Number 1. Prophet Muhammad PBUH. Muslims regard Prophet Muhammad PBUH to be the prophet of God and the final messenger of God, and he is ranked among the most powerful figures in history. As a social reformer, diplomat, merchant, philosopher, orator, legislator, and military leader, he stood out. A modern historian and mathematician named Michael Hart brought together other historians and biographers. They began constructing a list of history's 100 most profound human beings. They came up with 32 separate criteria to compare and develop these deepest humans. Michael Hart put Prophet Muhammad PBUH at the top of the list, and no one could argue with him since he had earned it clearly. The greatest human being who has touched history and the annals of written history, it had to be Muhammad PBUH, Michael Hart and his partners concluded. This comment may be found in the Time magazine archives. My choice of Muhammad PBUH to head the list of the world's most important people may surprise some readers and be questioned by others. Michael Hart said, but he was the only guy in history who was phenomenally successful on both a religious and secular level. Who is your favorite leader? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.